Hello and welcome to our actual play of Curse of Strahd, as presented by For the Love of Crits. I'm level 1 Dungeon Master Hunter AU. I thank you again for joining us as we follow our lost clerics of Barovia deeper into the mist. Curse of Strahd, which is created by Wizards of the Coast, is known for its dark themes and mature content. Therefore, viewer discretion is advised due to adult language and themes. Please keep the chat civil and avoid spoilers for this Wizards of the Coast adventure. We are going to do a quick recap to catch up with our cluster of clerics, and please, for the love of crits, like and subscribe.
So you see Onyx in amongst everybody as they're watching the Burgermaster step forward to light this centerpiece in the festival. And Onyx is zoning out, kind of recapping in his head some of the information he just learned. What the actual fuck is going on in this town? Like, seriously, this celebration, if you can call it that. I mean, you look around, they're husks. And talking about that, I did go speak to that old lady with Mrs. Lukovic and asked her about these husks. Like, I mean, there's no other word to call them. And she said that's normal. Like, these people, as she described, are missing souls. That's not natural. I have never met somebody that's missing a soul. I mean, besides me and my kind. Is this how we're made? Are we actually connected to these people a little bit? Huh. I don't know. Never asked my master that before things got bad. Either way, I was quickly distracted because I got called over by Herbert. He was talking to that crazed toy maker. You know, that one that made Pidlick here. And yeah, he's got a couple bolts loose. Everything about this town is just off. I mean, he took a fascination in me because, well, I mean, I'm constructed, but he was intrigued that we had Pidlick again. He apparently made this one, which we got from him, so makes sense. But he said there was one before that he didn't make, that just showed up. And he was absolutely intrigued with the complexity of it, that he tried to create one as identical as possible. And he says he did. I mean, Pidlick here is living proof of that. But he did say something weird, that once he completed Pidlick, that the first one just disappeared. So did he actually create this? Is it just in his dream? Did Pidlick 2 take out Pidlick 1? Like, there are so many unanswered questions here. What the heck is going on? Sorry, I'm just coming back now.
There you were again that.
What? The Burgermaster is having a hard time lighting it. I mean, fits, because nobody's really having a good time here. Oh my god, that they're arresting a guard for chuckling at this? I mean, it was funny. I almost laughed. And I'm not somebody that laughs. They're tying him to a horse. They're tying his feet to the horse. They're getting ready to drag him through the mud and through town. We're laughing at a fire not starting. I don't think Strahd's the only person that keeps this place in shadow. Why? Hang on. People are running and screaming. What's going on? And we're back to now.
And with that, the two young men, which you all do not recognize, and that just reminds me, there we go. The two young men fall screaming into the area. People start running, terrified. The two men yelling about a tiger being released. This is the first you've heard anything of a large cat of this nature, and certainly is a surprise, to be sure. We are going to be, as I told you guys, processing this as a skill challenge instead. For anyone that's not familiar with this, skill challenge is a old 4th edition rule set that allows us to be able to approach things more narratively, rather than having to do pieces moving along on the board with a traditional initiative order. So, that being said, you are watching the corner where the two men had run in. They had ran up these stairs and very quickly kind of disappeared into the crowd. As you're going along, the yelling of everyone is difficult to make out individually. It's more like a gentle, or not gentle, it's more of a roar of the crowd as everyone is bustling, trying to get out from underneath there. You can hear the squelching of the mud as they're trying to pull through here. The rain is still affecting everything. And let me pull up our beast. There we go. Okay, so as you guys are watching, you see what appears to be a saber tooth. Soon as my cat comes up here. There we go. It is not pulling up for me for some reason, so let me use a filler token for now. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to be using a wolf token in place for now, because I believe that with the issues that Tailspire has been running into, it also caused the one mod to not carry over. So
Rip.
actually, there we go. Here's one. I'll do the Black Panther. Okay, so this is a saber-toothed tiger. You can see the large teeth that is familiar to you. Most of you would have never actually seen one of these in person. It's mostly something that you would have heard of in zoos way in Waterdeep, or possibly heard about in different journals of people visiting more tropical lands where the beast put you on the food chain for this. As you are watching, you see that behind these two men, you see a saber-tooth walk around the corner on this stairwell. It looks and sees the crowd, and it is going to kind of bolt away. It's going to jump up onto this ledge, and you see it climb near the edge of this building. It's actually going to climb up the wall or the top and then disappear into another part of the city, climbing over the walls, breaking your line of sight as you're going along. You see that the burgomaster's horse rears up, knocking him into the mud, and his entire white suit is covered. In there, the horse flees in terror, dragging the guard behind him, who is still hogtied with his ankles tied to the horse. And he does not appear to be able to stop, and the horse doesn't seem to be stopping at any time. So you kind of have two issues that are appearing in front of you, and where the skill challenge is going to begin is that you have the Tyger hidden away some way in the city, or you have the guard who is being dragged mercilessly through the streets on the other side of town. As stated before, with the rules, you're able to use spells, you're able to use skill checks. Depending on the challenge of it, it's going to change how you're going to approach it. Taking different choices is going to make it unable to approach other ones. Do you guys choose to follow the man on the horse, the man being dragged by the horse, or choose to find the Tyger, which is causing havoc throughout the city, unknown? Or do you choose to split up?
Is the horse running away from us?
It is. So the horse, and let me add in. I'll add in a token here. The horse is running this way right now.
So exactly opposite ways, basically.
Yes.
We could split up if we want. 2 and 2.
Yeah, Herbert's
still in
feeling
the
like
city.
he wants to chase after the horse because he doesn't like that guy getting dragged around. So I think Herbert would start to dash off in that direction.
Okay.
Impulsively.
Okay,
Wait,
Herbert
how
following.
far off is the horse with the person?
So right now the horse kind of bolted for it, and the horse can run fairly fast, compared to. Also, let's see.
Great to us.
Just taking a look at what their stat block says they can move. It says 40 feet, so I'm guessing at this point it's pretty terrified because it just saw a predator. It is running. It's using basically its dash actions. So every 6 seconds, it's moving about 80 feet. So it's. If you don't get moving soon, it's for sure leaving you in the dust. Or
But
the mud, as it were.
hypothetically speaking, what range would it be from me right now?
Oh. Well, it's running through here. You guys were over here. Probably about 50
he's
feet.
here.
I'm over here.
Yeah.
I'd say about 50 feet.
50
Yeah,
feet?
it's
Okay.
like 50.
Can I jump in with the first action?
Yeah, like I said, it's not a specific order. So if you see something that's happening, you can be like, I'm going to do this.
Yeah, you got something to mind, go for it.
I am going to spiritual weapon at 2nd level for an automatic success to cut
Okay.
the rope.
Oh. Okay.
Because it's 60 feet
Nice.
that I can cast it at.
That came to mind, but I don't have
okay.
it.
So, okay.
I
That,
like it.
So, Herbert, you're about to run after this horse, and all of a sudden you hear. What does your spiritual weapon look like again?
Normally it just looks like a warhammer, like mine, but I would have chosen something that would be sharp in this instance. So maybe
Okay.
just it probably like it's very basic, so it'd probably just be like a claymore or something.
Okay. So, you see Konerith all of a sudden kind of whispering in the distance, and you see, as you're looking at the horse about to run after it, this coalescence of a spectral hand holding a claymore, and it swings down as the horse is passing and cleanly cuts through the rope. The man kind of tumbles a little bit in the mud, but the horse continues running. That is now taken care of. as you're going forward. So that will count as a success for you guys in this mission to help them move forward. I just realized I need a notebook to be able to mark when you guys success or fail. There we go.
Incredible.
Okay. And the horse is now there. You now hear distant screaming in the direction that the Tyger had climbed over. You see everyone running around. Where the horse has just ran through, you see a group of guards collecting together with Isaac in between them, yelling and sending them. You can see that he seems to be splitting them up into squads of 3 to begin searching for the this Tyger. You guys don't really have any way of knowing exactly where the Tyger is, and now need to find out what part of the city it's in that you're able to focus your search in.
I got a plan.
Okay.
Gray is also going to use a second level spell slot.
Oh, dang. Okay.
This one I can see if you want me to still make a roll afterwards.
Can we?
You see?
We can't use a spell
Oh,
after
yeah.
spell.
So what my determination was is I don't want to limit what spells you guys can use, but I did make it more costly because there are so many spells
Yeah.
available.
It's
this
not
one's
an
also
So it's a second level if
Yeah.
you want an automatic success.
yeah. This one,
But each person can
my-
only use 1 second level spell.
my
during-
logic is this one shouldn't be an auto success.
Okay.
Because I will look over to Herbert and Onyx as they're right by me. It's probably more of Onyx because I saw Herbert looking towards the herb, but like, Onyx, this way! As I cast, once again, enhance ability on myself, but this time dexterity, and begin to climb up, like jump up on the cart and onto the wall
Okay.
the way that the Tyger went to see if I can get a vantage point.
Roll me an acrobatics at advantage.
And it's because I got, should I call it? Alrighty, so we got a 14, which I
Okay.
have a +2, or a 15. I'm gonna take the thing, even those are good rolls. This is climbing up to a roof.
Yeah.
I'm gonna add
so-
a D6 for my knowledge from a past life, because I never
Okay.
used that.
Okay, so let's see what you have.
Add a 2,
Okay.
so that's gonna bring it up to my advantage. That's a 19.
All right. So you cast enhance ability on yourself, and you suddenly feel that your fingers are more nimble as you're climbing forward. You jump onto the back of the cart, and as you're leaping onto the side of the building, the rain has made it a little slick as you're going along, and your fingers slip for a moment, and you suddenly get a glimpse, as if it's not yourself, and someone grabbing your arm and just saying, "Remember, the edges are your friend, but you must take it slow." And you are able to catch yourself on there, and you're able to dig your edges into there, dig your fingers into the edges, and you slowly climb up this thing, knowing that taking your time is the speedier route and allows you to be able to climb to the top of this building.
Nice.
You are now at the top of this building, with plenty of vantage point. Can you roll me a perception check?
Sure can. 17 + 3 is
Okay.
20.
So with your perception, you see that there's a number of different things kind of just scattered about in there. What you do see is that on top of this building over here,
Oh, I see it.
yep, you see that it just jumps down onto the other side of that building. And you would know that this is... you want to actually really... those are mostly the housing district and stuff like that. There's not particularly like a set business name you know of, but you know that right below you is the cart and wheel, and that's right past the stairs after the cart and wheel, and
Okay.
you'd be able to relay that to the
Yeah.
rest of the group.
Yeah, I'd yell down to Onyx others through the cart and wheel to the right up the stairs.
Okay. So, you guys are able to join with them. Let me get you guys all gathered together so we
I
have.
might want to run this way to cut
Okay.
him off
Okay. So,
to get to the main street.
Herbert and Conereth. Conereth has taken care of the man that was being dragged behind by the horse. The uh with that, Herbert, are you content with chasing down the cat now, or are you going to kind of assist the man after he's been kind of publicly tortured?
I don't know as though I really want to make the big political swing of actually helping him up and stuff.
Okay.
Because I think Herbert has a little bit of knowledge of how like politics work a little bit, and it's like he really does want to, but like he also kind of wants to not upset the Burgermeister or the Baron
Hmm.
quite so much. So if unless he looks like he's in dire straits, I would offer him a healing word if he if he looks like he's like really injured.
He doesn't appear to be moving too much. He mostly kind of after he landed on the ground, he rolled over to get his head above the puddles, so that he wasn't in risk of drowning. Majority of the people are running around him, not stampeding him. It looks like the guards have kind of cleared a way to be able to provide their search. He's obviously injured. Without making a closer examination, you wouldn't be able to tell if it's life-threatening or if he will survive.
I will, in this case, since I have this distance and I do want to help him, I will cast Healing Word on him.
Okay.
And the healing words will be, all will be well. Eventually.
Okay.
And those words carry over to him, and he heals for... oh no. Helicopter. 4.
Okay.
4 hit points.
Okay, sounds good. Okay.
And then I will just chase down in the direction of that was indicated, which I unfortunately did not see because my Tailspire camera was not pointed in the correct direction.
So it is going to be down this way, down through there. Now we're going to cut over to Onyx here. Now, as you see everyone in the crowd running, as you decide to go down this pathway over here, it's fairly easy for you to make it through that path, as that's where majority of the crowd is heading.
Okay.
As you go through, you do notice one thing. There is one person in the crowd that's actually running the opposite flow, but he's not near you, so you can't really interrupt him. You see that Rictavio is actually running the opposite way of everyone else, kind of running to follow your companions behind you rather than running with the flow of everyone else.
Okay.
So
I just note it and keep going.
Okay, as you go into here, you see that there's quite a bit of a traffic jam ahead of you. So you can see that majority of the people have kind of clustered here. They're getting caught against each other, and it's really kind of created a gridlock that's stopping people from being able to continue to flee through this area. You have a suspicion that this is going to be one of the fastest ways to get to where the cat is, but you aren't sure how to get through there.
Okay. I have shit for abilities.
No worries. And while you're kind of deciding on what you want to use for your ability, we're going to cut over really quick to Herbert and Conereth, who have now successfully freed the gentleman and healed him as they are running away. You would see, actually, as you're running by, the woman that Graves was speaking to is actually now speaking to the young men that had originally announced the Tyger's arrival. And based on what you're seeing, it appears that she's admonishing the two and almost scolding them before they move off into the crowd.
I'll insight check. Or wait, I guess this is skill test, right?
You're allowed
So
to do it. You're allowed to do insight checks, though. It won't count towards a success or a failure. But if you're like, I think there's something up with there.
Yeah, I might just insight that. I feel like I know what's going on, but just for further.
Go ahead and roll. Do you have any ideas on your end, Onyx?
Yes.
Okay, what is your idea?
So I'm gonna guide myself, if you'll allow it, and
I will.
yell across this group. The Baron demands that you clear the way for him.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow you to do guidance.
Okay.
That's a
D4.
bonus to an ability check,
Yeah,
correct?
it's just a D4 added to my skill check. Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to allow you to do a persuasion check.
Okay.
With the guidance added to it. You can also add your proficiency if you normally would not have it.
Okay.
Which I don't believe that Onyx would.
I do. On persuasion, I do.
Oh boy.
I didn't know that you were proficient.
It's not gonna matter.
What's your D6?
I mean, maybe it's easy.
D4.
Maybe it's easy.
Or D4?
And your bonus.
It's only a 7. Oh, well.
7.
7 plus.
According to the...
What's your plus
1.
to persuasion?
1. 8.
Hey,
Well, that's
I mean,
with a
hang
proficiency
on.
bonus?
Yeah. Because it's
Because
probably
I
negative.
already have it. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, 7.
But
So you had
But-
8 total?
I'm going
Okay.
to use luck points.
Oh.
Hey.
Ooh.
Okay.
And I will actually use quite a few luck points
Oh, quite a few. Okay.
Ooh.
and bump that 8. We'll make it a 15.
Okay.
Ooh,
5,
7
6,
whole.
7.
Big spender.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay.
We've been saving them up for a while.
Big
Okay.
spending.
So you originally yell for everyone to move out of the way, and it feels like no one hears you as you're going forward. And you are kind of like thinking like, well, I guess I'll just have to push myself through all these people. And you feel a hand clasp on your shoulder. And you turn and you see Erwin Martikov, the gentleman that owns the Blue Water Inn. And he nods, he's like, need to get through? And he just kind of puts his hands together. And he's like, everybody out of the way. And he just screams, and he has a pretty deep, commanding voice. And you can tell when he speaks, the people of the town listen to him. And he starts kind of pushing through and kind of helping you go through. That while you weren't able to convince the townsfolk to help you through, this monster of a man was able to assist you going through, and you were able to convince him to help you, and he helps push you through the crowd as you're going along.
And I thank him at the other end.
He's like, I'll get these people going along. You take care of that Tiger.
I presume
And-
the Onyx can now see it.
So yes, Onyx, you turn and you see that this tiger is sitting there, and it's actually like underneath a signpost, and it's just kind of like up against the wall, and it's like batting it, and it almost looks like a kitten just playing with like something that's dangling there. As you're running away, Erwin Montrikov starts to take charge of the group, and he starts kind of like telling people to go and like to wait, and he starts breaking up that gridlock that was delaying you there. And he's able to get the townsfolk moving again. So, that being said, you now are able to see the tiger. We're going to cut over to Conerith and Herbert. Graves, you're going to be out of commission for a little bit as you're trying to get down off of the roof. That you, with the slippery rain, it's taking you a little bit longer to get back
That's
into
fair.
everything.
I would probably try and make sure that my route down takes me like that direction and not go back the way I came. Just
I'd
for
say that you would be able to climb down this roof,
yeah, that's what I was thinking as well.
like, and kind of toss yourself into some hay here as you're going, to the point that you'd be able to meet them kind of like right when they're running up the stairs. You'd be right behind them as they're going here. So let's see. Conareth, are you with Herbert?
Yeah, I'd be
Also,
keeping pace.
with your insight check, you're like, huh, it looks like they know each other, and that's about all you can.
I got
That's
plus
about
5 to that, but still, it's only 9. So
a 9. Okay. You can tell that they've worked closely together, but you don't know their relation. So, that being said, Herbert and Ray or Conareth, I'm going to move you guys both over here. There. So you guys are able to get to the bottom of these stairs. You guys see Graves kind of bumping down the end behind you. So,
Yeah. What else do we see? Is there? I think I would just run up the stairs. So.
Yeah. So you run up the stairs. You see the Tyger here. It kind of turns to look at you as you run up the stairs, and immediately starts running down this pathway here.
Ah! Oh! Didn't know it was that close. Ah! Ooh, I spooked him.
running
Is
down
that
what
way?
pathway?
That one.
Yeah, it ran right down here. Onyx, you would be able to see it running down that way. You would know that you'd be able to cut through here, or be able to kind of run to meet with the rest of your group here.
Well, I think Herbert's just gonna keep hoofing it after this thing, and I guess he'll probably like wait at this intersection, I think, for people to catch up, but and sort of lag behind because I think he's obviously chasing it away, so he wants to get people closer before spooking it.
If at any point I reasonably get within 60 feet of it, I'd like to cast a spell. But
Okay.
that's if I get within that range.
How about this? Roll me an athletics check, if you'd like to utilize that as a
Try and
check
catch up.
to be able to catch up.
It was on an 18. That's 11.
An 11? Okay.
Yeah. Not as athletic as a tiger.
So you run up the stairs, but as you're kind of like huffing puffing, you are carrying a lot of armor on you. You're running upstairs. It's raining. Your feet are squelching in the mud, and you aren't really able to catch up. In fact, you actually trip on the top step, and you kind of sprawl across the ground. Herbert kind of looks back, and he makes a decision. Would you return to help Conareth up, or would you just kind of leave him behind in order to chase down this tiger?
Does it look like he's injured himself?
It does not. It looks like he's mostly just had a little bit of a tumble, nothing serious
Okay.
on there. More of a bruise to his dignity than his skin.
I think that perhaps I don't know if it's really worth going forward alone. So I think I'll go back and help him up because I don't want to engage this creature by myself. I don't think that I'm particularly well suited to engage first time.
Okay. So you see the tiger kind of running around this corner. You turn around to help. There at the Onyx, you see that the tiger is now running away, and Herbert is not chasing it. at this point, you'd probably be getting to the top of the stairs, Graves, to be able to join your companions, seeing that Onyx or that Kunerith has fallen to the ground with Herbert
Would it
helping him up.
be reasonable to say that I kind of like squeeze through this little hole here and come out like over here?
I'd allow that. Yeah, because if you're climbing from the roof and you choose to go that way rather than going through, you're like, oh, I could go down on the ground or I could just climb through here. It would make sense that you climb through here. So Onyx, you would see that Herbert, or not Herbert, sorry. Man, I'm mixing everyone up today. Graves comes bustling out of an alleyway in between you and where the Tyger was. You see that the Tyger just ran down this way as you're entering through.
Can I take up the next skill check if that's all right then?
Yeah, it's been a little bit since you have. The only one that hasn't done a skill check yet, I believe, is Herbert. Is that correct?
I mean, if we want Herbert to go before I go again, then I'm down with that.
More so, we want to make sure we don't have the same person going twice in a row.
Yeah.
Herbert kind of chose rather than making an action to help Kunerith, so he kind of lost his initiative to be able to do something in that decision.
Yeah.
Graves has been in this area of town before.
Yeah. Now I will say,
would like to.
So far you guys have gotten one failure from Kunerith tripping on the stairs there. Luckily, the second failure that you almost had was able to be mitigated with luck points, and Erwin was able to assist with that.
Currently, then, Graves would love to sneak around this way and see if he can't, like, kind of use the rain and mud and darkness to his advantage to try, like, sneak around on the Tyger around this way. It's like a stealth, I suppose, to try and sneak around it and cut it off. If that makes sense.
Yeah, you can certainly try to sneak up on a.
All right, and it's also Dex. So, was my enhanced ability still give me advantage for that, or yes, or
do you have? Does your armor give you a disadvantage?
Change shirt. Let me check. Ignore that die that I just dropped. That's good. My armor, change shirt, stealth normal.
Stealth normal. Okay.
All right.
I will say it would allow you to be at disadvantage, but with all the muck and everything around, you are going to be at a negative. Let's say a -2.
-2, but still got advantage because of the enhance. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Do that. So first is a 14. It's a straight roll then, or 7. I'm gonna throw on my knowledge of a past life again, if that's all right.
Yes. Okay. So, go ahead and roll.
That gives me a total of a 17 to sneak around.
17.
Yes.
So, you are preparing to kind of sneak through here. You see Onyx is behind you. As you're going. And as you get into this alleyway, you see that there's muck all over the ground everywhere. There's very few stones around. And as you're about to step forward, you suddenly get a vision of a jungle clearing. And you are crouched behind another man who puts his fingers to his lips. And he's like, and he says in a language that you are able to understand, but you do not recognize. And he tells you, remember to step upon the rocks rather than the leaves or the water. The predators are keen of hearing. But the less noise we make, the more successful our hunt shall be. And he turns around holding a spear in his hand, and you suddenly come back to this alleyway. And you are able to see that there are certain rocks and stuff that you are able to step upon to avoid stepping in the puddles. You're about 3/4 of the way through the alley when your foot slips on the last rock and you splash in the water, and you suddenly hear the panther run very quickly across the way. Up ahead of you, it gets startled and it runs across here. And it was a DC of 18. You were
I was gonna say it was definitely an 18 because that's one of the DCs. If I know that it saw me, can I yell to Onyx that he went that way?
Yeah, you can.
Onyx, that way.
Okay.
Down this hallway, alleyway. Since my stealth barely didn't succeed.
Okay. You guys are at 2 failures right now. For this skill challenge. So, we are with the skill challenges, you have to keep below 3 failures in order for everything to work out well until we get to the amount of successes that are needed. So
We're getting close.
we are close. This is a tight one on here. Onyx, you hear him yell, you're able to run around the corner, and you see an interesting sight that you recognize this alleyway as the one that leads right to the orphanage. As you run up to it, and you see the saber-toothed tiger right here at the end, and you see 3 of the orphans running towards the tiger, not realizing it's there, as they are fleeing from where the festival was.
Well,
What
shit.
do? Unfortunately, you cannot use persuasion for this challenge.
Correct. I am going to. Not sure I really want to kill the tiger, but
Oh, I thought you meant the children. Oh gosh.
I mean,
I don't know how to kill it.
We needed to be.
We've
needed to
already
be a
done
quick
it
ending.
once.
Needed to be a quick ending, like no mercy, just coup de grace.
We've already done it once by accident
hang on, I'm reading.
and hated ourselves, but don't recommend.
And you are able to use the 2nd level spell slot for an automatic success. I do want to mention as well, because you have not used the spell slot yet, I don't think,
Correct.
other than a cantrip for guidance.
Correct.
Or guidance is a 1st level?
You know, it's a cantrip.
Okay.
I mean, I don't want to kill the tiger, but I gotta protect the kids.
No, that's understandable.
So I will cast a 2nd level guiding bolt.
Nice.
Oh. What are you aiming at? At the tiger?
Yes.
I mean, it could be
Not
at the
the
ground.
kids. Not the kids.
I wasn't sure if you were aiming at the ground or like to startle
this random
the tiger
bard right
away,
here.
or you were actually killing the tiger itself.
No, I don't really want to, but I don't see any way out of this.
Okay.
I mean, it might
like,
have death saves.
Before I do that, is it
Yes.
looking at the children like yummy meal?
Roll me an insight check.
Okay. It's a +3. Fantastic. 9. So I'm
Okay.
rolling amazing tonight.
So you look at it, and it appears that this tiger is more so scared than anything. That doesn't necessarily give you cause to be at ease, as a scared animal is just as dangerous as a aggressive one.
Okay.
But you would hazard a guess that you don't think that this is out to hunt.
Then I'm not going to kill it. I am
Okay.
going to sprint and yell with the intention of making it run away.
Okay, so we'll use an intimidate for this one.
Okay.
Feel free to you'll run forward and roll an intimidate check. Okay.
Not bad.
And what's your plus on that?
-1.
-1? Okay.
Would you like some luck points?
Good thing
Would you
it
like
was-
some luck points?
So
I got a bunch.
as you run forward, which actually you do get, I just remembered.
From the recap.
Yeah, you have 3 extra luck points, by the way. So, as you run forward, the children kind of turn around and you can see that they recognize you from when you were at the orphanage earlier in the day. They move off to the side and you just kind of like, ah, and you just scream as it's going forward. And this cat like moves, like puts its chest almost fully to the ground. Its hackles raise, its eyes get super wide, and it just immediately runs away.
Yeah.
It was not there for a fight as you're going.
Good.
I'm not sure if
Alright.
that counts as a success or a failure because I was trying to make it run.
It counts as a success.
Okay.
So,
Which way did it run though?
It ran to my left,
so,
right?
yep.
It ran down the
Continuing
stairs.
down that way.
That is the end of our skill challenge. So,
Oh. Okay.
you guys are going to be running along, and
I'm assuming it's going to run into some guards.
Yeah, there are guards. I saw Isaac over here.
I know.
I mean, I gratefully didn't relay that, but he saw him, I assume.
And did Conereth or Herbert see Octavio behind them?
so that was he was not there. I just had to move him out of the way.
No, I know that he was running against the crowd and was going in the direction that they were going. So I'm wondering if, especially Herbert turning to go help Conereth, if he clocked
you guys,
Octavio.
you scare the cat away. You are able to guide the children back to the orphanage to safety to make sure that they are no longer in the path of being hurt. I'm going to move you guys over here really quick. And then
Graves comes around down
Graves,
the corner.
where are you? Okay.
I'm over here. I came around that. I was going around that corner anyway.
So you guys aren't entirely sure where it is, but you have reasonable suspicion that the cat is now kind of stuck in this quadrant of the city. So I'm not going to, you guys already done the skill challenge, so I'm not going to force you guys to go through the full searching process as you're going along. If you guys can head to here at these stairs. You guys see that the bard that you had met earlier, Octavio, is crouched down and he's petting the tiger between the ears, kind of on its neck, and it appears to be calmed down. As it's in there. As you walk around the corner, you see Octavio turn around and face you as if he's been caught, and almost like he kind of raises himself like in preparation for a fight. When he sees it's you four, though, he lowers his defenses a little bit, and he's like, "Ah, my friends. I thought you might have been Isaac or one of the guards.
He ran the other way.
I apologize for any trouble that Ramesses has caused. I assure you, he is not a dangerous animal. I'm afraid that someone let him out of his cage without my knowledge."
Is this your creature, friend, pet?
It is. This is Ramesses. He was going to be part of the circus act. I collected him many, many moons ago. He's quite friendly if you'd like to pet him.
It did seem as he was more focused on not being in a crowd than anything else, so...
Yes,
Makes
he's
sense.
never been the best with crowds, to be honest, which isn't the best thing to have in a circus animal. But let's see. I am well known for having curious creatures. I had my monkey that I gave to Blinsky, and then I also have talked about many travels. I don't believe that the guards will be too far behind my tail if they begin doing a search into what cause the ruckus to stop the festival. If I could, would I be able to trust in you to watch Ramesses while I collect some of my things to leave town?
Would you be taking Ramesses with you when you leave?
I will. I need to grab my horse. Now I need to grab my wagon to put Ramesses in to get him out of here. And then we can leave town. There is an old tower to the west that I can lie low in.
Well, knowing the Baron's temperament, I think it might be wise for you to flee.
Yes. But knowing the dangers of Barovia, I don't think it wise of him to chase you.
No, I don't think his reach does not go too far outside of the city of Valaki.
No.
But I'd rather leave before he realizes it was me that brought the creature that caused the ruckus. Anyways, and I can't watch Ramesses and get my horse and my cart. In the meantime, Ramesses is quite scared. If I introduce you to him, he won't run from you. But I'd rather keep the guards away. In the meantime.
I think we can do that, and it seems right to do so. Don't you agree, Graves?
I agree. Is there someone you'd like us to meet you with, Ramesses?
You stay near the church, right?
Yes.
Take him to the graveyard, and then I will meet you in front of the church with my cart. There's plenty of road space there, and it's right near the west gate where I need to leave.
Wise.
And you should be able to stick to the back alleys here to get him to the graveyard pretty easily.
Well, it's not too far.
If you call his name Ramesses, he's very well trained, and he's smarter than he looks. He should be able to understand most of your commands.
Excellent.
Right.
I've got to look something up real quick, and I'll begin casting borrowed knowledge on myself.
Okay.
So I flip open Rose's spell book and use it as the component to the spell. And I will give myself proficiency with animal handling for the entire hour.
Nice.
That is very useful. So let me see.
Super good.
I also have a +3
Excellent.
for some reason to animal handling.
Is it
Wisdom.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, say is it wisdom? Yes. So yeah, I also got +3 then. So we can all help you.
Also, the ambiance might not be fitting the current situation anymore.
Yeah, that's right.
cast
Still
it on
the
you guys.
screaming and everything.
I mean, the town might still be freaking out, people running to their homes still, and the guards going crazy.
That's fair.
Yeah, the cat hasn't been seen for a few minutes. Maybe they'll calm down a bit.
Let's see. Seeing which one is best. I will do Valaki Town Square to kind of quiet down a little bit. Going to move us over into Witchwood, because that seems to be a.
It's gotten more sinister.
It's just getting
So much
worse and
boss.
worse.
Boss music.
I am
Why
moving us
Does
over
Strahd
to.
show up?
I have a specific theme for Strahd.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Was that it? Because
no, it was not.
Is Rictavio Strahd?
I played it once
Ooh.
before. Very
Ramesses
briefly.
is Strahd, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
God dang.
Go.
It's just like bang, bang.
I'm trying to remember.
Strahd has actually been watching us as a bat hanging off the roof nearby this whole time.
Yep. He got bored because we haven't done shit.
Yeah, I
Just,
think
like,
this is
talk to
Strahd's
people.
theme.
Creepy.
I think.
Playing.
No, it's not. I'll have to find it again because it's much faster paced when it first starts. But there's a one built. Yeah, this one is one of them.
That'll be
Nice.
some good boss music.
Mm.
I can't wait. Let's go find him right now, guys.
We
Why
can
not?
take him, I swear.
We know where he lives.
We know where he lives.
Okay.
Okay, so. Okay. So we it's rainy again. Kind of switched us to Witchwood to kind of have more of a general ambience. So you guys are able to kind of guide through. You can tell that the guards are mostly focusing their search around where the presumed cat had come from. So near the Arisec stockyard. It's across the town from where the St. Andrew's Cathedral is. So you guys actually have a pretty quiet time. It's raining, so not many people are staying outside. They're mostly going to their homes. You are able to guide Ramses with very little effort to the shed out in the back here, and kind of hide out until you know that the coast is clear. So,
If it's all right, I would actually like to go with Octavio.
okay, yeah, you can do that.
A, to make sure he's not doing anything shady,
Okay.
and B, to be kind of a we're on the lookout for the panther. We're trying to help the guards. Huh.
Yeah, last spotted it was headed in that
Yeah.
direction.
Right.
Graves was also thinking of not going back right away.
Kind of hanging out with Ramesses at that area first.
Graves was thinking about trying to see if he can intercept Lady Voctor or find her at her place.
Okay, so we have a few things going on.
Yeah, we're all
You
like,
would-
let's do different stuff.
You would have to split up from the party in order to do that.
Graves is also fine if
you
he
would
wants
have
to
to
go do
leave
that later.
Herbert and Conereth with Ramesses on their own, since Onyx is also going with.
Yeah. You know what? Graves will go find her later. He knows where she lives.
Okay.
He'll go with the party for now.
That's not ominous.
Okay. You
I
guys
know
also
where
know
she
where she
lives.
lives.
Yeah.
Everyone
I knew where she
probably
lived
knows
long
how
before I
Voctor
met
has-
her.
She knows
I
where
ran-
I live, I'm sure.
I ran past her house a couple minutes ago, to be fair.
Okay. So that being said, uh, does anyone do anything? The group that is with Ramesses, do you guys do anything other than getting over to the graveyard?
I would have had a quick question for Graves.
Mm-hmm.
If you can RP for a little sec, for a sec.
Absolutely not.
Who was that lady that you were speaking to in the red dress earlier?
That was Lady Voctor.
The family of that girl that was being tortured.
Yes, one of the other noble families. She actually had interest in speaking to us about the Burgomaster. I was before the events that occurred. I was already inclined to speak with her. I have other interests in her family as well.
She seemed oddly displeased with the ones that revealed that the Tyger was coming.
As soon as we heard them, I saw her sigh and put her hand over her eyes. Almost embarrassed, perhaps they're employees or something.
Might be worth checking out later.
Yes. So she wished to speak with us over a dinner or something, much like the Burgomaster as well. I plan to go find her again later and see about scheduling something like that, possibly even later today. You're welcome to join me if you wish. But first we should probably deal with this.
Yes.
Herbert has fashioned like a long piece of metal, like a flexible piece of metal with like a tassel on the end of it, and he's entertaining Remus.
You just made one of these.
Exactly.
And you're just like,
Like,
yeah,
I have some
hello,
spare
cat.
feathers. I was working on a project and I never finished it. Perfect.
This is just Herbert right now.
Yeah. Just with a cat
Oh.
that's 10 times that size.
The other cat showed up too. Fun fact: my gods are also named after Greek. My cats are named after Greek gods. These are Hades and Persephone.
Cat.
There we go.
They go
So,
Hades.
while you guys are kind of dealing with Ramesses, Herbert and Rictavio are able to go through.
Nice.
Or yes,
Yeah.
Onyx and Rictavio are able to go through, and he's going to be like, "My horse is near the Blue Water Inn at the Cart and Wheel. Are you familiar with it?"
I am.
Okay. That might be the more difficult, because they might be wondering why I'm trying to grab my horse out now, as it's been stabled there. Since I arrived here, I try to walk her every evening or so. So I might just say that with the fright of the cat.
You're trying to calm it down.
Yes, exactly. I think that will be the most believable story that I can create. So,
And as we're
um,
going, I would just silently pray to Akadi,
okay.
and it would be more of a Akadi, I know you're around us. I can feel you in the rain. Please make sure that we are not being swindled by this master of a tongue.
Okay, yeah. Roll me a religious check.
Come on, give me a good roll.
Okay.
No.
You have no reason to believe that this man is swindling you, but you do believe he's hiding something.
Okay.
But it is not, you feel that Akadi is not telling you if it is for or against your goals. Okay. So you guys are able to get down there.
So where did you get Ramses?
I bought him, I won him in a bet in Waterdeep.
And he's been stuck here in Barovia ever since with you?
Yes. Well, not ever since. We traveled for a short amount of time until I arrived in Barovia. Probably 2 or 3 months. And then I've been here 3 or 4 months. It's hard to tell without the sunrise and sunset to be able to tell the dates apart.
And what was the act you were going to be doing at this?
Well, I
I
was
hate to
going to
call it a
be.
festival, but festival.
Oh, you mean at the Burgomaster's Festival?
Yes.
Oh, I wasn't at all going to be showing Ramesses. I think that he wouldn't be welcome. I don't think. As you can see, everyone was quite afraid of him, and he's more afraid of them than him. And I think that it would just go to cause everyone. I mostly do juggling, music, that type of thing. Luckily, when you're in Waterdeep, there's a lot more competition for parts. Here, I could probably play a children's song and be heads and tails above anyone else.
Gotcha.
But you didn't hear that from me. And he gets there. You can see that there is um the the owner of the cart and wheel, Conic, Halflinger. He is saying, Octavio's like, "Oh, Conic, how is Drusilla? Is she okay?" Conic's like, nods. He's like, "She was startled, nearly knocked the gate off, but that cat running through here certainly didn't do her any favors. Um, at all, but I was able to calm her down a little bit." Octavia's like, thank you, Anak. You have been most kind. I'm going to take Drusilla for a walk here for your troubles. And he hands him, you see that he hands him 2 pieces of gold, as he's going, and he takes Drusilla by the reins. She is already has the harnesses and stuff that would be used to hook up to the cart. As it is, he's like, as I said, I'm going to take her for a walk, calm her down. In the rain, perhaps clean some of the dust off of her. From this ordeal, and kind of nods. He doesn't seem to suspect anything. This horse just straight up disappeared. I have no idea where it went.
That's okay. It's on the roof.
So, oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's right here.
Ah, there we go.
It's still up there.
There. Okay. So he doesn't really seem to have any suspicion whatsoever. You guys are able to walk through here. Octavio kind of leans over to you. He's like, okay, so far so good. The Arasek stockyard is where I've been keeping my my cart. It's going to be across the way. Graves, what are you opening?
I accidentally hit magic missile on the horse
Oh,
from across the town. Just from across, Lucky just bam, horse dead.
magic. Just a sniper. All right, so he is able to he's able to guide the horse. The horse is pretty calm with him. What was that?
Something big hit the ground.
Okay, so he's able to guide the horse without any issue. I love that I can group select now because it makes it way easier for moving everyone through here. Going to carry you over to the Arasek stockyard. Okay.
On our way, I would ask him.
Yeah.
So, the burgomaster here, is he always so
Dramatic.
easily offended?
Oh, yes. He is. Oh, what was it that my mother used to say? A one-armed tavern keep.
Hmm.
He can dish it, but he cannot take it, and he bruises like a peach. I learned that very quickly being here. Luckily, I was able to get a few of the townsfolk on my side, particularly the Martikov family, where I've been staying in their tavern for a few days, or for a month ago at this point. They've been very kind to me. If you are needing help, I think they would be a good people to call upon for assistance.
Yeah. And you say on your side. What do you mean on your side?
Well, you are from outside Barovia.
Yes.
You can tell that, despite what they say, all is not well here in Vallaki, or Barovia for that matter.
Most certainly.
Well, you have those who say it is all well, such as the Burgomaster, or the Baron, as he likes to call himself. And then you have those who agree that all is not well, and that there are things that could be better here. And that's where you get the Martikovs.
Of course, being from outside, I don't know what life was like before. Is life better than it was? Or is it worse?
How do you mean?
Well, life here seems to be better than the town over that we came from.
You were talking about Kresk?
No, I think Barovia, right? That's where
Oh,
we came
you
from.
came from the actual village of Barovia. I didn't pass
Yes.
through there when I traveled there, and I've been warned not to travel that far over, so I haven't
Oh.
been there in general. I've been comparing this land to, say, the
Waterdeep?
villages outside of Waterdeep, or most of the places in the material plane. But overall, certainly might be better than other areas of Barovia. I mean, if there's other places more dismal than this, I'm sorry to hear that those exist. But I don't know how much lower you could go.
Gotcha.
But we really must be going. The guards could be searching for my carriage as soon as they find whoever released the Tyger initially.
Most certainly.
Help me get Drusilla hooked up. And he starts pulling, and as he gets everything hooked up, he's going to reach into the side of it and he pulls out an apple. And he's going to bring it over to Drusilla, who greedily eats it up. As we're going. So we are going to.
And I will actually cast Detect Magic while we are doing this, so that while I'm on like the other side of the horse, so he can't see me actually cast it.
Okay.
I still don't trust this guy. I don't know why. It's a gut feeling.
Okay.
There was something he said that would have made Herbert perk up if he was there.
Yeah, same. But I don't know if Onyx would have caught it. But Garion caught something, and Graves probably would have caught it. I mean, I think it's something that Garion already kind of figured out and knew, but I don't know if Graves knew.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm just double checking to see what is and is not magical, so I make sure that I'm being consistent.
I don't think Onyx has. I'm not sure Onyx would know, because clearly Josh missed something.
Well, yeah. He, in character, referred to the places that he had come from as the material plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, Onyx would
Implying
not know
that-
that, so.
Yeah, implying that we are not on the material plane.
Right. No, Onyx would not know any of that shit. He's still baby spellcaster.
He's noob.
He's like, I don't know what the fuck material
I don't even
plane
know
is.
what I am. Like,
Yep.
Let's see.
Onyx is starting to have feelings that he's never had before. He cried once, like...
He's going through puberty. It's fine.
Exactly. He's trying to figure shit out, like... Material plane? Sure, like...
Yeah.
That's just a spellcaster thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's just starting to become a real boy.
Yeah. Because Graves, who is like only really 2 months old.
Okay. I'm just double checking.
Baby.
It's a baby!
Baby, yeah, baby's going to bed.
Good night, baby.
Okay.
So yeah, stream recently
So,
had a kid,
you-
so sorry.
So you see he has 2 pieces of magical items on his person.
Okay.
The first one is his hat, which you see is in the color of purple. The other one is in the color I'll explain in a moment.
Okay.
The other one is you see he has a ring upon his right hand, which is the color blue. You would know that purple is for illusion magic, and blue is for abjuration magic.
Ring of protection and hat of many
Hold on.
guises, whatever it's called.
This guy self.
Actually, I
Yeah.
might mix up the ring. Nope, abjuration. Yep.
Okay. And quickly looking into the cart.
Inside.
Yeah.
Um.
I'm sure I can look in from hooking up the horse and.
So when he reached in to grab like the apple out, he kind of reached into a front area that is separate from the main body of the carriage. You can see that the carriage is pretty simply built, but there is a large area open on the inside that you can't see, and it appears that there is a padlock on the back door, keeping it locked.
I would go back there and be like, so are we putting Ramesses in here?
Yes, we'll go and pick him up near the church. I've been feeding him from the top because I'm afraid of him running away. He can be quite fast.
And you were keeping him here then?
Yes.
Is the padlock locked?
Let me check. And he's going to go around and look. He's like, it does appear to be locked. Let me check something. And he climbs to the top of the well, he's like, aha. It looks like someone looked into the top of this and left it open, and that's how Ramesses was able to escape.
Okay.
Like most cats, he's able to leap
Climb.
quite high.
Yeah.
And he's going to guide you and the horse and everything back there. The town is starting to quiet. The guards do see you walking by with there, and they nod at Rictavio. He's kind of a known figure at this point, so he doesn't really bat too many eyes since his cart is pretty well known as you're traveling through.
And I would just hop on. I'm sure we're hopping on the carriage and going. And when we get off, or maybe like when we hit a bump or something, I may accidentally flail my arms and knock off the hat.
Okay, so,
sorry guys, that's the last time you saw Onyx.
Another 18th level spellcaster alone.
roll me a...
Ooh.
We'll say a deception check, because you're trying to pass it off that you're flailing and just accidentally knocking this off him.
What?
Performance.
I need this, so...
Also, another random cart over by the church called Vardo.
And I
yes, that's a...
Well, I wouldn't guide myself because he'd know that. So, using luck points, I will drain them.
Oh,
okay.
Ooh.
And bump that up to a 16.
16.
Is there any chance that we can donate luck points not being there, or?
I'm going to say no.
Okay.
On that one.
I didn't even need to use my luck points.
Ooh, oh, well. He has a high dex, but not that high. Let me see.
Say if it's like whether or not he knocks it off, it would be like versus his AC or something, but
let me pull up something.
It's not going to reveal that Rictavio is actually Strahd and just fuck the whole campaign over.
That's why I said that's the last time you saw Onyx.
Yeah. It's going to be like Burke all over again.
Uh-huh.
I have a meta sort of guess for who this person is, but it'd be very weird for me to be right, I think.
Yeah, I have like one. I'm like, I mean, it could be this guy, but it'd also be very odd of mine. Mainly because I'm like, I know of one NPC from like Ravenloft or whatever that's not someone we've already like met, and we've heard of this guy. So.
I have no fucking clue.
Okay.
It's Edwin from Honor Among Thieves.
Okay, so
the bard.
As I just made Anthony like look up shit.
No, you're fine.
What do I do if
Hey,
they knock off
stream.
the hat?
How to derail a campaign 101.
Just went into his Curse of Strahd Discord. Well, just
No,
on Jim's just
I
like, what do I do?
let's see.
Emergency.
So we got like the normal like timeline layout of all the sessions. He's going to like
Okay,
chapter
so
65.
you hit his hat off, and as soon as it starts leaving, you see that like a spell starts to dissipate from the top of his forehead down. At the same time, he almost starts falling off the edge, and you see his hand come up, and with surprising quickness, he casts a spell. And I need you to do a Constitution saving throw.
Oh.
Ooh. And no more luck points. Well, natural 20s. Let's go.
Oh.
Hey!
That is a 19.
Hey!
A 19. Let me see what his.
Still might not be good
thing
enough.
is.
I know.
If he's looking at it, this guy is not a weak little dude. If he's like, what's his DC? Is it at least a 19?
Okay. It's a spell save 16. So,
Okay.
Still pretty high.
is so as he casts his spell, fireworks cascade all around, almost blinding you. As it goes, the horse scatters. He falls onto the ground, off the side of the carriage, and you see. I will send you what you see because only you
Yep.
see it for a
Yep.
briefest of moments, probably about 3 or 4 seconds, and then all of a sudden his Rictavio persona comes back.
And I would immediately, oh my god, are you okay? And I like pull on the reins to stop the horse and help him back
Roll
up.
a deception check when you say, "Are you okay?"
Okay.
Come on, all those bad rolls earlier just giving you good ones now, right? Yeah!
16.
Yeah!
Okay. So he
Oh my
He
god, are you
nods
okay? That was
and-
a big bump. Here, let me help you back up.
and he's going to do an insight check really quick on that. Okay. He stands up and kind of dusts himself off with I say dust himself off, but it's more so wiping the mud off of himself in the rain. And he sits up and kind of looks at you and he's like, I'm fine. Let's get Drusilla to the gate.
Of course.
Let's see. And see, I am sending that your way so you know what you saw.
So Graves has also been at the edge of the graveyard watching for them to come.
Okay. Oh, it shows you're not on here. Hold on.
Yeah. I have to have Discord open in 2 different places.
Okay, no worries. So I texted you all you kind of caught a glimpse of as he was there. But he kind of doesn't mention it. He kind of speeds along to get to where oh, if I'm going the right direction. Jeez, got turned around here. There we go. Okay, so gets to in front of the church, where there he has the cart. He's like, "Where do you think your friends are?"
Graves has been standing right here, watching for them, and
there
as
he
they get there, he'll like motion to the others out back.
All right. He's going to get down, and he's going to walk around to the back, pull out an iron key that unlocks the carriage. And as he opens it, if Onyx, you're looking inside, you see that it's just kind of a very plain open area that has like a water bowl, a food bowl, that type of thing for him to be able to feed Ramses in there. Otherwise, there's not really much materials in here. It looks like majority of his belongings are in that front section that he had pulled into earlier. Come on, Ramesses. And he calls over. The cat is able to... Let me pull you guys over.
I give him some scritches as he leaves.
Alright. You hear like a deep purr come from Ramesses.
Also,
As he-
one other note is that, unlike normal, Grace has explicitly left his lantern unlit so that they are not as visible.
Okay.
Just get it normally on.
Ramesses goes forward, and at the prompting of Octavio, he is able to... he hops into the back, and Octavio padlocks it shut. He climbs onto the front, and he's like, I must be off before the guards find me. Thank you. And he hits the reins, and he leaves without kind of allowing you guys to have a second word in edgewise. And he rides to the gate. You can see he's paused briefly at the gate by the guards, but they don't delay him as he leaves the town.
I look to Onyx and I go, did something happen? Seemed a little less friendly.
He fell off the cart.
He fell.
I mean, that is a bruise to one's ego, depending upon how it happens.
But he fell off of the cart due to a very minor bump that I exaggerated.
Were you testing humans' ability to right themselves or something? Or
No, I don't know. Something about him seems off to me. So that's why I wanted to go with him, see if he'd do any sneaky shit. And, I mean, he seems fine. He's not a fan of the Burgomaster. Told us to go talk to the owners of the Blue Water Inn if we're looking for some allies against the Burgomaster. And, I don't know, something, like, everything seems right, but something in my gut's telling me this. And, so I cast Detect Magic when he wasn't looking. And his hat was magical, his ring was magical, so on our way back, during a bump, I casually, as he, like, brushes his shoulder, knocked his hat off. And, he's not who he appears to be.
It'd be like a mohawk that he's really hiding, like a gangster.
More
Is he
of
balding?
it has a spell on him. He changes
Sort
his
of.
appearance.
Oh, like a disguise spell.
Yeah.
maybe he's not human?
Is he really old and wrinkly and just doesn't want people to know that?
Does he just want people to think he's really fit?
Does he have like two big buck teeth?
Yeah, he's just really ugly.
Lips like a
Lips like a blue.
As soon as I said buck teeth, that's where my head went to. Didn't intend to.
He does have white hair and some spectacles.
I think that kind of fits Garion's thought process, but isn't what I was expecting, but also doesn't guarantee what I was
That's not
thinking.
that odd. Hiding his graying hair and the fact that his eyesight isn't as good as he makes it appear.
Oh, most certainly. I just, like I said, something. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. He was talking about where he came from. He'd, he got the cat from a bet from Waterdeep. Then when he came here, he came through Crest and
It's the opposite way that we came in then.
yes.
I mean,
You say anything that seemed out of the ordinary? Just anything that might not have made any sense, or but
Did he mention the material plane?
I'm gonna roll. I'm going to roll.
meta pigeon.
All right, yeah. He said some weird material plane, but I mean, he's a caster clearly, so I mean, I'm assuming that's what he's describing as stepping into Barovia.
Wait, which way? Which way did he say it?
Oh, he said something about material plane and that he had to go through Crest and then he got here and that life should be better and
As in meaning,
like Onyx is like completely like, why are you hung up on this?
wait. Are you saying that he was implying that this is not the material plane?
Did he come from the material plane to going to the material plane?
Yes. Did he imply that this is or is not the material plane?
I don't know.
Alright, because if this is not the material plane, that is a big deal.
it would explain a lot, though. To be honest,
Honestly, yes. I agree.
I don't know.
I
He
mean-
just said that materials, planes, he came through Kresk, like, and then we got talking about how, whoever let his cat out did so without opening the back door and the padlock, and he left the top open where he was feeding him from.
Also interesting, but I'm still hung up on the previous thing because that's something.
dude.
Why? Why is it something? We all have materials.
No, like,
I'm made of materials.
if the material plane is like the normal world, I assume you know of places like, say, like heaven, hell, the boneyard, the plane of fire, like entire different like realms of existence beyond the regular world.
Onyx just gives you a blank look. As blank as a crystal eye can give you.
Basically, if this is not the material world, we are in a completely different world, entire existence, than where we came from.
That's
We can't be.
potentially true.
Well,
You
There
guys
are
hear
ways.
in the background the church bells begin ringing behind you. And Father Petrovich walks outside of the church. He has a censer with no incense smoke coming out of it, and he is beginning the evening prayers. As he sees you all four standing outside, he waves you in, beckoning you to join him. And that is where we'll end tonight's session.
I'm really upset that D20 landed on 20.
Were you rolling for a history check for something?
I was hoping to ask for a history check to see if I could recall the specifics about any one that we've been alerted to that was on the older side who was either hiding or missing. But
That's a 25.
situation didn't. Yeah.
So as far as
I-
people
I
that
could-
were older that were missing, dead, or
The wizard.
otherwise,
Important, yeah.
so as far as people of a specific age, you haven't really heard of anyone that specifically was mentioned that was elderly. You've heard of a few people that might be around. You have the wizard that lost his mind, that disappeared. You have the historian that passed away, and went missing, and then obviously you have the orphans and things like that that went missing. But you haven't heard anyone specifically that has been mentioned that they are old and are missing.
Although we have heard of a seemingly older, very knowledgeable gentleman by the name of Van Richten.
You have, but you
Who's-
do not know what his age is or what he looks
Exactly.
like as of yet.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It could be Graves thinks he's probably older from his experience, but we don't know for sure. Also, if you're a powerful wizard, man, you look whoever you want.
And Rickton. Trying to
That
remember
being
what
said,
we knew about Van Richten.
that is where we are going to end tonight's session. Thank you so much for joining as we continued our journey with our Lost Clerics of Barovia. We'll be reconnecting in 2 weeks, and we look forward to seeing you then.
Bye.